Alright, here we are. Another project to hopefully help organize and clean up the shop since it's kind of a wreck. Making a stand for my pedestal grinder. It's just a little 8-inch deal. But these are the rough sketches that I got going on. And I'm just gonna explain this this theory. Basically, this one right here is the top plate that will bolt to the grinder. So I got my hole pattern, and then I just kind of got dotted out here. That's going to be a 2-inch piece of square tubing that I've got, and then some gussets that I'm later going to figure out the size of. Since the piece of steel that I currently have is 16 inches tall, I'm just going to make a base that's 16 by 16. And again, I've got that 2-inch square in there, and the gussets are probably going to be a little bigger than the top gussets because I got more real estate, but at the same time, I think I'm just going to aesthetic reasons, kick them off to the angles like that. So this is the type of gusset that I'm going to kind of go for, and the idea here is when you typically carry this out to a sharp point, and if you try and weld the entire thing, you burn off the point. It just looks like crap. So here I'm just going to leave that point off, have like whatever, 1.5, 2 inches of weld here, up here 2 or so inches of weld. This is just a very extreme drawing, I guess, where this is kind of keep free that I can weld all the way around the square tubing, but at the same time I just don't need that material there for the strength that I'm looking for. If anything, that I don't even need these, but I'm just going to put them on. So the first thing I got going for me is that 16 by 16 base. So just going to get a rectangle, and the rectangle is W, and I'm going to start off at 0, 0 and go to 16, 16. Alright, so I've got my first part. Simple. Then after that one, I've got my, it would be the top plate. So I'm going to start off with another rectangle W, and we're going to start at X, say 16.25, and Y 0. And I'm going to use the absolute coordinate, which is the Shift at key. So I've kind of designed, I'm going to blow this up, and I designed it so I got an inch around extra outside of all my holes. So this way I can just offset, say 1 inch. Got to hit Control for the copy and just bring all of these lines 1 inch in. I'm going to double check these, but that should be the measurement that I'm looking for. So I intersection to intersection, and it says 7.625. Sure enough, I wanted 7 5/8, so that worked out. And then let's just verify this intersection to intersection here, and I'm at 5 1/4. So that is just what I wanted. So now I have 1/2 inch holes to put in. So circle is Q, and I'm going to oversize it just a little bit because I know with plasma cutting I don't want to drill this hole out, so I'm going to go 0.55 and snap to the intersection just like that. I'm just going to copy that one, do an let's see here, copy is C, copy from the intersection, and then I'm going to do O for an ortho snap. You realize something in this software is that what you need to do at first is just come up to the settings up here and click on your settings up top here. Click on your ortho snap up there. So then it's like a permanent deal. And then I'm going to come back, hit copy the intersection. So it's already ortho only. So I got to go to the next intersection, I. The next intersection, I. And then the next intersection, I. And then I make sure and take my ortho snap off, otherwise it'll bug me. So I'm just gonna go back and make this all one piece again. So there's my top plate and my bottom plate. Now I need to make those little gussets. Okay, so for these gussets, since I really don't have much of an idea so far what I'm going to do as far as the size of them, I'm going to break this up again, Control X, and I'm going to do a lot of construction lines here. So, sorry, that would be 3 5/8. And then the other center line, alright, so we've got our 2 lines. Now it's as simple as just offsetting the 1 inch both ways. And then trimming out what we really don't want. Then what I do is I'm going to measure, and I'm going to say the middle point, M, with the middle point up here. And it tells me I've got 2.625 inches. So apparently these gussets are going to be really small on this side. So then, going to draw a box. And I don't want these to go out to the end of the plate, so I'm just going to go with 2 1/4. So I'm going to come anywhere out in this space. And I'm going to say absolute and say, let's see here, X 2.25 by Y 2.25. Because you want it 45-degree angles. And then just kind of look back at your sketch and make it work. Explode this box. And then I'm going to offset. I'm going to do just 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to draw a line from these intersections. So that's the area that I don't want this to have. Then what I'm going to do is offset, say just 1/2 inch. And I'm going to draw a line from these intersections. And I'm going to start getting rid of everything I don't want. So start the trimming process. Now I'm just going to back out. Well, here, let's join them, and then I'm going to copy from this intersection. So there's those 4 gussets. Next, I need to figure out how big of a gusset I can make out here. So there, I've got it all kind of tightly nested how I want it. 4 gussets for each one. Got the holes being cut out. So now I'm just gonna make some cut paths. So anything that's left from there is just putting in machine settings for the material that I'm cutting it out of.